Alrighty everybody, welcome into this new More Weather Forecast video. My name is Becca Moore and I'm back here in the weather studio. Today we do have a severe weather threat, as well as tomorrow into Monday we are looking at a big time snow threat into the Northeast. So a lot to talk about. Let's get straight into the severe weather threat for today. You probably heard of this, especially if you're down here into the deep south. We do have a slight risk, 2 out of 5 for today, so it's not looking like a severe weather outbreak or anything like that, but we do have some major cities in here, including Birmingham, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, Nashville, Tennessee, Jonesboro, and Little Rock, Arkansas, as well as Florence, Alabama, all the way through Alexandria, Louisiana here. As you can see, that slight risk and that marginal risk where there's a lesser chance for severe storms. We do have New Orleans, Atlanta, Carbondale, Illinois, and Lexington, Kentucky. But the place we're really honing in on today is down here through Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, southern Kentucky, as well as parts of Arkansas and Louisiana. So now let's get into the severe weather threats for today. Our main threats are going to be damaging winds as well as large hail. Our tornado threat for today is low. That is a good thing. Does this mean I'm ruling out 1 or 2 tornadoes? No, I would not be surprised at all if we see 1 or 2 tornadoes embedded in the squall line of storms we're going to see. But the bigger threat, because of that squall line of storms, is going to be that damaging wind threat. With squall lines, or that linear line of storms, we get extreme downbursts ahead of it, and I am expecting that, so that's why there's a moderate wind threat and hail threat. There is also a moderate hail threat, especially in the western part of the slight risk area, because we are going to have that cold front coming down, cold air in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that is going to allow that large hail to form. That's why there is a moderate threat for today. Now, let's time this all out looking at the Pivotal Weather HRRR model. So let's let this play out and then let it start again here around 1 to 2 p.m. So here around 11 a.m., 12 p.m., we are really going to get these supercell thunderstorms embedded in the line of storms going through Nashville around 5 p.m., 6 p.m., going through a place like Cookeville, up through Huntington, here throughout that Kentucky and West Virginia mountains there. We are going to have a significant threat for severe storms through here. Just let that play out. Here's the timing right up here. Let that play out for you. You can see there's going to be some notches in the line here where we could see circulation, and that could lead to embedded tornadoes. So that's why we're going to likely see embedded supercells. Now, are all these embedded supercells going to produce tornadoes? No, but some of them may. So we may see some small QLCS tornadoes along this line. Again, prime time is probably going to be from around 2 to 10 p.m. Really drapering off here as we go into the late night hours. Now, let's switch on over to Mississippi and Alabama, and we're going to see the same type of thing. This line of storms, some storms are going to develop in front of it this afternoon and into this evening, and we're going to have to watch for this, and we're even going to have storms into early tomorrow morning. This is at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, but if we start this over again at around 12 p.m., you can see that line of storms moving south and east. Storms in front of it could pose a tornado threat, but what I'm mainly watching is that damaging wind and hail threat with this line of storms. This is around 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. here going through Birmingham. So late night hours in Birmingham, Alabama, parts of eastern Mississippi, so you really need to be prepared. Make sure you can be woken up if there are any severe weather warnings, tornado warnings. Have a way to get those warnings. Go inside if you hear thunder. So again, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama, you really need to be prepared this afternoon into evening. Be on guard if you are outside for any Christmas events or anything like that. If it's not Christmas or anything, I don't care. You still need to be prepared. Have a way to get warnings. Midland Weather Radio, your phone, all of that works. Just have a way to get those warnings and stay safe. Now that we're done with the severe weather threat, we're going to go on over to the snow and big-time rain event into the eastern United States. So here is during the day on Sunday. Now, Sunday night's going to be different. Late Sunday night's going to be different, but mainly during the day on Sunday, we're going to see heavy rain from Atlanta up towards Charleston, West Virginia here. Also along the I-95 corridor here, Philadelphia up through New York, all the way through Boston. We're going to be dealing with heavy to light rain, so big time washout Sunday, and then some snow showers in the upper elevations here in parts of Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, as well as North Carolina, and some lake effect snow near Cleveland. But as we go into Sunday night, and this is where things get a little bit different. We are going to see all of that rain here near like a place like State College, Pittsburgh, Morgantown, up through Binghamton, New York, Syracuse, New York. We're going to see that change over to snow, and heavy snow for places like Burlington, Vermont, through places to the west of Albany, New York. And that's where we're really going to see our heaviest snow totals here in the upstate of New York, northern Vermont, and as well as northern New Hampshire and Maine. But we need to watch that rain-snow line because it has been creeping towards Albany. So Albany, you're probably going to have a mix between rain and snow. So sometimes you're going to see rain, and then you're probably going to see a switch over to snow as we go into early Monday morning. So we're talking 11 p.m. on Sunday into 3, 4, 6, and into the mid-morning hours on Monday. So you can just see that swath of snow. It's not going to be rain anymore once you go into those late hours as that cold air drops down. Again, watch that rain-snow line because that is going to significantly affect those accumulations. But I'm pretty confident at this point that we are going to see our biggest accumulations here in the upstate of New York. Now, let's look at the snow totals. This is going to be the last graphic that we look at here. And you can see, again, those biggest totals up to 5 to 6 inches upstate New York, especially here in the northern Vermont, in those green mountains and white mountains here into Vermont and New Hampshire. That is where we're going to get up to probably 8 inches in some isolated spots. And then all the way through here into Maine, we're also going to probably get up to 5 inches in some isolated spots. Not a huge storm, still one that's going to cause a lot of snow in those higher elevations, but people that are not up there in the higher elevations probably getting anywhere from 1 to 5 inches in some isolated spots. For most people down here, northern Pennsylvania near Scranton, all the way down through West Virginia, as well as Kentucky. We're not talking about a lot, but bullseye right here, you could get up to around 3 inches of snow. And that about wraps up this more weather forecast video. These videos are just going to get better from here. Make sure you subscribe. Go follow me on Twitter. Be prepared for that severe weather today. Again, can't rule out tornadoes, but damaging wind, hail are going to be the biggest threats. The snow into the interior northeast and that big washout tomorrow and into early Wednesday. As always, stay prepared out there, and I will see you soon with more weather.